Hello friends, this is Sir William Conrad Roentgen. I am a German physicist who got expelled from high school, but obviously I am more famous for the discovery of X-rays. I am here because I took the X-ray of my wife's hand. Yes, that's her. I think she is still mad at me. For this achievement, I was awarded the first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1901, but I feel it's unfair to those who were the reasons I did that experiment. Firstly, I would like to thank Mr. Henry Giesler for inventing the Giesler tube in 1857, which was later modified by Sir William Crookes and Johann Ithoff in the 1870s to create what we call a Crookes tube. It was the same tube which I had used for my experiment on 8th of November 1895, but with slight modification which led to the discovery of X-rays. As soon as my research got published and announced, physicists around the world went crazy and wanted to recreate the experiment I did. And 14 days later, a new chapter began, oral radiology. It was Dr. Walker, a dentist in Germany, who decided to recreate my experiment, but with his teeth instead of his hands. So he needed help, and he called up his friend Fritz Giesel to help him out. On 12 January 1896, they managed to create the first dental radiograph, which was actually a bite wing. It took him 25 minutes for this exposure. Walter Koenig, a physicist, created a focus tube, and on 2nd February 1896, he made a series of 14 dental radiographs of his own mouth. William J. Morton, a New York physician, made the first recorded dental radiograph in United States on 24th April 1896. Charles Edmund Kell, a dentist, an inventor, a scientist, and once he joked of him being a one-armed dentist since he had lost his left arm as a complication of radiation hazard. On 29 July 1896, he created the first radiograph, which he called a skiagraph, skia being a Greek word for shadow. He developed the world's first dental clinic with an X-ray apparatus. He also invented the first film-holding devices for oral cavity. William Rollins, dentistry's forgotten man, because although he did so much for dentistry, he was a shy, moderate man that few people knew of his accomplishment. In July 1896, he invented an intraoral cassette and intraoral fluoroscope to look at the posterior teeth. Aware of the risk to hands at that time, he recommended use of a non-radiable rubber gloves. He conducted studies on effects of X-rays on guinea pigs and reported his result on radiation hazard in 1898. He later published his study in 1901 and 1902, and then in 1903 he gave a list of precautions, which later on became the principles of radiation protection, and hence we should remember him as the father of radiation protection. In 1904, Weston A. Price proposed an X-ray projection technique based on the age-old rule of isometry, which was later called as bisection of the angle technique, and made him a pioneer of oral radiology. But in 1907, Dr. Szyczynski, unaware of Price's work, also applied the rule of isometry to intraoral radiography, which later became the Szyczynski rule of isometry. Franklin McCormack, a medical X-ray technician from California, on 12th April 1920 became the first to put paralleling principle of intraoral X-ray projection to practical use in dental radiography. He called them as McCormack's long-distance technique and also became the first layman to have his research published in a dental research journal. His assistant, Gordon Fitzgerald, in 1945, after completing his graduation, became the first to teach paralleling X-ray technique in a dental school. He also designed the long cone to use with the paralleling technique. William Coolidge, a doctorate, on May 1913, applied for a patent for his new tube, which he called as hot cathode. His Coolidge tube completely revolutionized the generation of X-ray beam and remains to this day the model on which all X-ray tubes for medical and dental X-ray machines are patented. The next section will show the evolution of dental X-ray tubes throughout the decade. So sit back and enjoy. So friends, what have you learned from us? Yes, persistence. As a great man once said, it's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with the problems longer. And all you have persisted here long enough. So a big thank you.